It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass on Fox 47. It was the night for Game 3 of the NBA playoffs and the start of the Major League Baseball draft. And we've had big winners this week in hockey's Stanley Cup playoffs, UFC's Poirier-McGregor trilogy, tennis's Wimbledon championships, and soccer's cherished Euro Cup. And here to talk about all that and more is Team 406, Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality, Specs Howard, broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and co-host of the Mike Valeni Show with Rico on 97.1 The Ticket. How are you, Rico?
Jack, I'm doing great, man. I guess we got to try and fill some time. Unfortunately for the Detroit teams, we don't get to live in the Stanley Cup NBA Finals years, but let's hope with Cade Cunningham and Yzerman, we'll be excited about stuff because the Tigers, well, they're the Tigers. And that's pretty much.
You have seen the reactions when the Tigers won the World Series in '84 with the Red Wings, with the Pistons, all of that excitement. And now in Phoenix, they may be getting their first NBA championship with the Suns. Do you think those Phoenix folks will be as rowdy as they have been in the state of Michigan?
No, this is all new to them. I mean, they've had the Diamondbacks win, but no one's really born in Phoenix. So they're a transient town. I think they're going to be excited, but I don't think they know what to do. It's kind of like the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and the Vegas people didn't know what to do when the team was in the Stanley Cup. They're just partying. They're having fun. If they win, lose, it doesn't matter.
Someone said Phoenix and Atlanta were the most transient towns in professional sports. Also want to welcome Tom Crawford. He is Blue Belly Tom, my broadcast partner for 19 plus years, a regular contributor to the Wolverine.com, and he is creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. How are you, Tom?
I'm doing great. And let me dovetail a little bit on what Rico says. I'm talking about Tampa people. They don't know what to do. They just jump up and down. I mean, you think I'm a hockey town, Tampa, and they're Stanley Cup champions, second year in a row. I think people just party just to party.
Well, I know their football team's overrated.
Super Bowl
champions. Defending Super Bowl champions, and they're in the running for the baseball playoffs again. So they're going to get used to this. Tom, you've got some information we want to talk about a little bit later in the show about Michigan fans and their reaction to football versus basketball. When you hit me with that one, I couldn't believe it. When we get back, we're going to talk about the NBA, our Tracking a Trophy segment, up next.
Need to sell your house fast? Have major repairs? Transferring jobs? Going through a divorce? Have to pay back taxes? Whatever the reason, Carson Properties will buy your house fast. Call 517-300-9111. That's 517-300-9111, or find us on the web at soldsimple24.com.
Introducing the 2021 Fox 47 race team, featuring Bandolero drivers CJ and proud car sponsors, the Holt and Diamonddale Insurance Agency. Call your hometown team today. Lansing Community College, you belong here. The United States Army, what's your warrior? Go Army. And Motor Cars of Lansing, don't just buy a car, buy a motor car. Cheer on the entire Fox 47 race team every Friday night at Corrigan Oil Speedway in Mason.
If you go in saying that, well, you have this ability, therefore you can't do this, a better question is, how would you do this?
This week on My Healthy Mind, let's talk about it.
Catch The Simpsons and Friends back-to-back weeknights at 10 on My 47.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, visit Brian and his terrific staff at theticketmachine.com. There you see the Phoenix Suns backcourt combination of Chris Paul and Devin Booker. CP3 imparting some wisdom, the way he has handed out those sweet assists to Devin Booker. Tom Crawford, there are a lot of terrific backcourt combinations in pro basketball. How would Paul and Booker compare with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, with James Harden and Kyrie Irving, maybe with Steph Curry and, when healthy, Klay Thompson?
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. I'm going to put that in a category by itself, Jack and Rico. But I'll tell you what, it's right up there. I mean, I thought Thursday night was a classic example that, Devin Booker serves up, 31 points. CP3 has like 23 points and 8 assists. And it was just magic out there. It was the difference between these two teams. I mean, they have outside shooting, they have great backcourt play. And that's why they're up 2-0, and they're going to win this series in short order, in my opinion, going into tonight's game. I just think that's a terrific duel. And CP3, never, as a point guard, he never seems to be physically stressed by the opposition. I mean, he's got a field day out there. They're not disruptive for him. I'm talking about the Bucks. Yeah. And so he's just like out there picking cherries, in my opinion.
Rico, between tape time and showtime tonight, either Phoenix will have an almost insurmountable 3-0 finals lead, or Milwaukee will have made it 2-1 with a bounce-back victory at home. As we take a look at the first 2 games in this series, why did the Suns win twice by double digits?
I think a lot of it just it's coaching, really. Monty Williams made the adjustments. He's been trying in the open man, and Phoenix has been coming out there, and they've been hitting their open shots. What the recipe, what they're going to do. It's just Milwaukee can't stop it. Giannis has been trying to do it all by himself, but his teammates have disappeared. Now, I think if they pick up a game tonight, it could possibly go Phoenix in 6. But if they lose tonight, it'll probably I think Phoenix will probably win it in 5.
I did not expect Giannis Antetokounmpo to play anything like he has in the finals. I didn't know if he was going to play at all after the knee injury he suffered, but he's not the problem for the Bucks. Tom, let's take a look at the finals schedule. You mentioned the Suns, heavy favorite in your mind. What chance does Milwaukee have if it can hold serve at home? It's won 3 straight series on the road. And how long does this series go?
I'm going to override your question. They're not going to hold serve at home. They're not going to win 2 in Milwaukee. They'll get a split at best, and this thing will, at the very least, be settled in Game 5 back in Phoenix, where the crowd goes crazy. And for the reasons I just cited, with the fact that Milwaukee doesn't have any outside shooting, and you give Bryn Forbes like 6 minutes. He's the only dude that can fire from the perimeter, it seems like, and he's always on the bench.
Who can he defend?
What's that again?
Who can he defend?
Well,
nobody's defended anybody, so he'd fit right in, Jack.
Well, I mean, nobody's playing defense on that team. I mean, at least he brings some offense. I'm a little surprised because he was playing a lot earlier, and He doesn't see much time.
Well, he was making those shots against Miami. He's not making them now.
But he only gets 3 shots a game. He only had 3 shots.
Yeah, but you shorten the bench, Kyle. You shorten the bench when it comes to the
Well, I understand that, but to this extreme, it doesn't make sense to me, in my opinion.
All I can say is the Brooklyn series, Tom. The Nets led 2-0, and then Milwaukee wound up winning it in 7, won 4 the last 5, and in game 2, Brooklyn beat Milwaukee by 39 points. So it's not necessarily over just yet.
Yeah, but Jack, remember, if Kevin Durant wore like a size 17 instead of an 18, that thing would have been the other.
There you go. And when it gets to 3-0, nobody has come back in NBA history down 3-0.
All right, Rico, Team USA getting ready for the Olympics, got a rude awakening. It was a 90-87 exhibition loss last night to Nigeria, and the USA beat Nigeria by 83 points in a tune-up 9 years ago, by 43 points 5 years ago. What, if anything, does this score say?
It says that basketball is now really an international game, whereas before all the best players were in America. Now, it's international. You're seeing players come from all around. And let's be honest, that's not the best players playing for the USA right now. That's just this year's team. Yeah. But, you don't have the Steph Currys. You don't have people out there that could probably take them over the top.
Well, Nigeria didn't have NBA starters, and the best Nigerian player was playing for the U.S., But, Tom, we'll see what happens with this. Greg Popovich said this is exactly what the USA needed.
Yeah.
And it might be the wake-up call. It needs to take things a little more seriously. We'll be right back. We'll talk about the Tigers, a horrific series in Minnesota. Up next.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoyed giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Come see all the beautiful flooring available at Michigan's best flooring retailer, American Flooring. American Flooring offers the newest selection of designs and products from Shaw Floors. From luxurious carpet to beautiful hardwoods and tile to waterproof luxury vinyl plank, American Flooring has it all. Visit us today and let our expert designers assist you in making all your flooring dreams come true. American Flooring, your local Shaw Floors dealer in Central Park Place, Okemos, in DeWitt in the Chevy Plaza, or West Saginaw next to Kohl's.
Oh yeah, NBA Finals, new champions, season's coming to an end. The season's coming to an end, but there's new champions. Anyone can feel like a champion during the NBA Finals with the latest offer from DraftKings Sportsbook. Just bet $1 on your team, score $150 if they win. Download the app, sign up with the promo code, and make it rain. Nailed it.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. Stop and see Chuck, Delita, and their terrific staff for the best in Mediterranean food. That's why I'm there every week. There you see the line score from one of the wildest games in this Major League Baseball season. The Twins rallying again for a 12-9 extra inning win, scoring 12 runs in their last 6 at-bats after being behind 4-0. Tom Crawford, recurring pattern for Detroit, jumping out to that lead and then trying to take it home with the bullpen, and that drives you crazy, doesn't it?
Well, it drives me crazy because you got Willie Peralta, who's pitching very well. He has 5 innings of work. He's given up, scattered 3 hits, 97 pitches, getting close to that sacred 100 pitches where the alarms go off. You got to yank his ass out. I don't get it. It's been going on for decades in Major League Baseball. I think it slows the game down. It's a negative in Major League Baseball. And the Tigers fall into that. Then they go too far into the, all of a sudden they got to go deep in the bullpen, game after game after game. They're giving up too many 2-strike hits. Walking too many people. We saw the end result today.
Yeah, you and John Smoltz can't believe that a starting pitcher cannot throw 110 pitches.
I don't get it.
Rico, just when it looked like the Tigers were closing in on 500, they meet suddenly mighty Minnesota, and here they are again, 11 games under. What happened this week?
I think water found its level. I think that you saw this is a bad team. I don't know why people keep thinking they're going to all of a sudden become, the 84 Tigers or the Miracle Mets from back in the day. They're a long way away. They had a good series against Houston, a good series against Chicago. But other than that, not a good team.
Regardless of what the Tigers did tonight with that 3rd overall pick, whether they got their future shortstop or another big-time arm, fans need to realize they're not going to win anything this year. This is all a learning experience for them. Rico, I want to take a look at Shohei Ohtani and what he has done in the first half. An incredible start. Besides pitching well for the Angels, the Shohei kid is tied for the 2nd most homers before the All-Star break by a player in his first 4 seasons. How special is what we are seeing?
Jack, if he keeps this up, I think it's very special. I think he's a game changer in baseball, kind of like how Steph Curry has now forced a 3-pointer and everybody's shooting them because he made it look so easy. You may now have baseball teams with the pitcher who could also be an everyday player, and it's not going to be specialized anymore. It's going to be the way we used to play Little League Baseball where you played everything. I think you're going to start to see that more and more in Major League Baseball.
Only 5 players have had more than 30 home runs and 10 stolen bases at the All-Star break, so pretty special stuff. Tom, Tuesday night's All-Star game in Denver, in altitude. Ohtani is going to be in the Home Run Derby. That should be fun, but it is exactly 50 years, the anniversary of the greatest midsummer classic of all time, a 6-4 win for the American League in Tiger Stadium, back when the American League never won an All-Star game. But I'll never forget sitting back behind third base, my buddy Jeff Kaminsky, watching 22 Hall of Famers combined to hit 6 home runs, including 2 of the hardest hit balls in history by Johnny Bench and Reggie Jackson. A big wind blowing out to right field, and those right-handed hitters didn't try to pull the ball. They just hit it in the upper deck and right. What do you remember about July 13th, 1971?
I remember it vividly. I'm up at Elk Lake watching on a black and white TV on vacation, and just that home run hit, Reggie Jackson just hit it, making connection and dropping the bat and staring at it. It looked like a movie, a Disney movie. Yeah. Hits the transformer, ends up, I think, at second base, if I'm not mistaken.
Close to it, yeah.
Yeah. That was a crazy, crazy event and just a great time for Major League Baseball, and I really loved Major League Baseball back then.
That's not a peace sign. I was 2. So.
Rico, you know where Trumbull Avenue is, right?
Yes.
At the corner.
Yeah.
If that ball had not hit the transformer, it would have cleared Trumbull. It would have gone over Brooks Lumber and landed in Willie Brown's front yard.
Wow.
So, pretty spectacular stuff. We will be back in just a minute. Our Take It to the Bank segment, talking about all the championships this week, coming up next.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-6947. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-6947.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Falcons. At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. There you see the clinching celebration for the back-to-back champion Tampa Bay Lightning, hoisting the Stanley Cup after its win over the Montreal Canadiens in 5 games. Tom Crawford, remember when Lightning coach John Cooper was a student at Cooley Law School?
Yeah.
He was dating Michelle McGann. Oldsmobile Classics, he would show up and caddy, and he was the first-time head coach at Lansing Catholic. It was arranged by Tom Brennan.
Right, junior.
And I wonder if anything could get him to bring the cup back to Lansing.
Oh, I think so. You know, he's got a lot of ties to Lansing, and he bailed out that situation. Lansing Catholic came through and coached, and this is an amazing story to me. I mean, this is not a hockey town. You do it back to back. It's crazy, and this is one of those stories that a guy can go on the speaker circuit and tell. If you want to chase a dream, you don't think you're going to get to a certain place in life and a profession. John Cooper can give you that story, because that's an amazing amount of resilience and drive to get what he got done.
Rico Beard switching to mixed martial arts and the big UFC card last night at T-Mobile Arena. Conor McGregor lost again to Dustin Poirier and couldn't get off the canvas after breaking his leg at some point late in the first round. And I think he needed some more proper 12 whiskey here sitting on the canvas. But it didn't stop him from saying some amazing things about Poirier's wife while he's on the canvas. If he hadn't suffered this broken bone, what chance did you give him of rallying since he was so outclassed in the first round?
I didn't. I put money on him to lose because a couple reasons, Jack. He used to be good when he was hungry, when he was a nobody. Now he has money and he's soft. He's no good as a fighter. He's getting beat all the time. He's all talk. And Hopefully he just goes away. He reminds me a lot of Dennis Rodman back in the day when Rodman was good. You know, people put up with his antics, but after a while, when you start losing, it's not funny anymore. It's just sad. And that's what he came across last night. Very sad loser.
Tom, talking about Europe now and tennis, the Wimbledon men's championships today. Novak Djokovic won his 6th Wimbledon title this morning and his 20th Grand Slam championship, tying Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal as the only player with a career double Grand Slam. Can we say he's the best men's player in history?
Well, I think he's the bravest because I've never seen a guy, return a 137-mile-an-hour serve like he did this morning. I mean, his opponent, Berrettini, I mean, he looks like a football player out there. And I was really impressed by that alone, but the record speaks for itself. And he's right up there with the best of them, Federer and the others. 34
years old. Do you think he has a couple more in him?
I think so. I mean, don't you? I think he's got a little bit, 34. I mean, look what Tom Brady does at 43. Yeah. I mean, 34 is the new, I mean, it's a different metric now than it was maybe 20 or 30 years ago.
I don't know if he's going to get to Serena, but he might wind up the all-time men's winner. Rico, England and Italy went at it today in the UEFA Euro Championship, one of the most prestigious cups in sports, or so I'm told. What's your take on European soccer? All those missed kicks in the shootout. He couldn't believe it. Can you see why Graham Couch is so obsessed with this?
Graham Couch is only obsessed with this because everybody else doesn't care about this. So that means Graham must champion the cause and tell you why you're stupid for not following this. Yeah, I tried watching some of the matches. It was soccer. They kicked around the ball around a bunch of players died and came back to life. I
love it.
Soccer.
We'll give you his email address tomorrow on The Drive with Jack. We'll be right back with our Going Green segment.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
Woody's Oasis, your healthy alternative to fast food. Woody's has the best Mediterranean food in town. Stop and see Chuck and Delita. They'll make you feel like family. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is always willing to help.
Hi, how are you doing today? Do you want to do the homemade bread with it, or did you want to do the thin bread as a side?
They'll be sure to put a smile on your face. And as lifelong supporters of MSU athletics, you never know who might stop by. Eat Woody's and live longer.
Coulda, shoulda, Woody's.
Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, right next to campus.
We believe home is where the action is. With the FanDuel Casino app, you're only a few taps from your favorite real money casino games, like slots, roulette, and even blackjack. And when you're ready to cash out, you can get to the cage without ever leaving your couch and get your winnings in as little as 24 hours. With FanDuel Casino, you're never far from the action. Join today and play your first 24 hours risk-free and get up to $200 back.
Here's one more reason to get the COVID-19 vaccine. It's your shot to win. Anyone 18 years or older in Michigan vaccinated between December 1st, 2020 and July 30th, 2021 is now eligible to win millions in cash prizes, including $1 million jackpots and $50,000 daily prizes. And vaccinated students could win thousands in college scholarships. For eligibility details and to enter, go to mishottowin.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 107 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf.
I want to see a confident football team.
There you see Mel Tucker talking to Michigan State season ticket holders and prospective ticket purchasers. And he's excited. One thing we can say is he is reaching out to everyone, and any button he can push for Michigan State football, his fingers are all over it. Rico, what do you make of Mel's message, and what kind of crowds do you expect with so many new players and some holdovers from that bizarre 2-5 season?
I think Mel's trying to rally the troops, Jack. He's trying to get people to really buy into this program because, let's face it, after last year, wasn't that great. You come out with the opening loss against Rutgers. Fans couldn't show up to the stands. So that anticipation is going to be there. You want to see people there, and I think fans want to be there. They've been cooped up for all this time. And I think it's the sense of, what do you have here? Because you've had so many transfers and so many new faces, that maybe Michigan State has something. So I think that this is going to work, at least for the first couple of games. Now they have to do their part, and they're going to have to win.
Rico, I agree that the fans feel cooped up, but I'm seeing some signs around the country. Michigan now is asking for people to buy tickets, and they have a special package for $60 where you can get a hot dog and a Coke. Nebraska, which hasn't had an unsold seat since 1962, now has special 3-game packages. They took the Ohio State game out, but if you want to see Fordham or Michigan or Buffalo or Iowa, whatever you want, you can mix and match those other 3. You're optimistic that these seats will be filled the way they used to be?
I don't know if they'll be filled the way they used to be, Jack. Be careful mentioning the word Coke when it comes to Michigan tickets. That didn't work out too well with them the last time. But I think what you're going to see is stadiums like that, they're going to have to actually go out and get the people to want to come in there. It used to just be a given. You were going to go to Nebraska. You're going to go to Michigan. You're going to go to Penn State. And now you're looking at, especially with Nebraska and Michigan, they haven't been that good on the field. And people are starting to budget their money a little carefully, especially after coming off of a pandemic. Is this something we really want to support? And I think that's why you're seeing these packages for teams like that. Ohio State doesn't have to worry about that because they're good, and people always want to see good.
Tom Crawford, you love lifting weights, and apparently so does Kenneth Walker III from some recent photos. He went to Illinois to work out with quarterback Peyton Thorne and wide receiver Jaden Reed. And when you look at a shot like this, as chiseled as he is, especially in the abs, what do you think of a back who had 13 more scores last year than all of MSU's running backs combined?
Yeah, this kid looks like Herschel Walker, my God. But you know, when he did all the push-ups back in the late 70s, this is what kids do, though. They put the time in, they put the effort in, they combine with other kids and work out, future teammates. And this is what Michigan State needs. They need a power back who can break tackles, who can get into the open and get and move those sticks. And he certainly physically looks like it. We'll see how it ends up on the playing field.
Rico, we heard this weekend from Thomas Wilcher, longtime, highly successful Cass Tech coach, former Wolverines running back and hurdler, and he is the Spartans' new director of community and high school relations. And he tweeted out some Spartan swag and time to get going. How does this help Mel Tucker's program, and what's the risk?
I think it helps Mel Tucker's program. It brings credibility, especially within the city of Detroit and the surrounding suburbs, because Wilcher can kind of get into doors and get into homes that maybe Tucker can't, simply because he's new and he doesn't have those established relationships like Wilcher does. I guess it backfires if, next year he jumps and bolts and goes to the Wolverine staff. But other than that, I think it's a win-win for both. I think Wilcher gets his chance to actually take it to the next level, leave high school and go to college, and maybe even parlay this into an on-the-field assistant coaching job.
I wonder if he's a little bitter at being passed over for some of the 35 positions that Jim Harbaugh has filled.
You know, I was trying to stay positive because Tom is listening. So,
Tom, I want to take a look at MSU's pledges for the class of 2022. Tight end Jack Nickel, who once gave a verbal commitment to Notre Dame, gives Tucker staff 2.5 times as many recruits from Georgia as from the entire Midwest. Is that a good thing?
It's a really good thing. The state of Georgia has high-paid high school coaches. I know you don't like that, like the state of Texas. Those Georgia, Texas, the most fundamentally sound athletes coming out of high school. Florida is just sheer athleticism in contrast.
We will be back, and we're going to take a look at the Big Ten East rankings and name, image, and likeness up next.
Oh yeah, NBA Finals, new champions, season's coming to an end. The season's coming to an end, but there's new champions. Anyone can feel like a champion during the NBA Finals with the latest offer from DraftKings Sportsbook. Just bet $1 on your team, score $150 if they win. Download the app, sign up with the promo code, and make it rain. Nailed it!
Come see all the beautiful flooring available at Michigan's best flooring retailer, American Flooring. American Flooring offers the newest selection of designs and products from Shaw Floors. From luxurious carpet to beautiful hardwoods and tile to waterproof luxury vinyl plank, American Flooring has it all. Visit us today and let our expert designers assist you in making all your flooring dreams come true. American Flooring, your local Shaw Floors dealer in Central Park Place, Okemos, in DeWitt in the Chevy Plaza, or West Saginaw next to Kohl's.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And build
strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs. There you see the projected order of finish for the Big Ten East, according to Phil Steele and all the voluminous research he does for Phil Steele's College Football Annual. And guys, he has these teams divided up into different categories. Ohio State, number 3 in the country. And then he has Penn State and Indiana, about the middle of the next 10. Then all the way down, you have to go deep, down into the 60s and beyond, for Michigan, Maryland, Rutgers, and last is Michigan State. Rico, should the Spartans be picked to finish last again? Or don't people understand how different this team might be?
No, I think for the outsider, Jack, it's fair to say they're going to be picked last because what they last saw out on the field wasn't a great product. And then you see all the transfers leaving and coming in. It's a lot of question marks. So it's just easy to say, well, I'll just pick you last, and then you could surprise people. So no, I'm not shocked. I don't think that they will finish last, but I'm not shocked when outside people say they will finish last.
Tom, Phil Steele said Michigan will be 7-5 or maybe 6-6, and that's not much different from what you said, but it's still shocking to see them pick 60th in the country, and Phil Steele says their talent, that might be 40th in the country. And this is a guy who picked Michigan 3rd in the nation 2 years ago, so maybe he still has the burn marks from that. But how surprising is it to you to see him pick Michigan 60th?
Well, I'm surprised 60th. 40th I could see, but I mean, this is a complete punch in the face to Jim Harbaugh is what it is. I mean, Michigan's still getting top 20 recruiting classes, and to be picked that, far down the pike, and they got a decent amount of players returning, so it's not like they got an empty cupboard there. So this was really a strong insult to the University of Michigan football program, which I think might be good because the expectations are low. And it's almost, what do you got to lose right now? Although Jim Harbaugh could lose his job if he loses that Washington game and a few others.
Picked below Western Michigan, but a big win over the Broncos, and Michigan fans can say, "Hey, we're number 56."
Yeah, hey, does that mean they're going to be underdogs to the Broncos when the Broncos come to the Big House? I mean, come on, they're higher ranked.
Rico, I want to talk about the first 11 days of name, image, and likeness and that era. What do you make of the opportunities at the richer, more recognized programs? Michigan safety Daxton Hill ready to sign, if he hasn't done it already, a 6-figure deal.
Well, I think that it's not what people thought. Everybody thought that, the rich are going to get richer, and the Alabamas and the Clemsons and the Dukes are going to just clean up. And what you're finding out after the first couple of days, Jack, the biggest winners were Tennessee State with Hersey, Master P's kid, and then the twins out at Fresno State, the basketball twins that play for the women's team. So people are going to make money however they can make money. It's not going to be the star quarterback of Alabama. It's not going to be, the star point guard of Duke. So, 11 days in and college sports hasn't caved. I think we'll be okay, people.
I want to be there the first day a player's agent walks into Tom Izzo's office with some demands.
Yeah, if you want your name, image, and likeness to go up, do well on the field, do well in the stands. I mean, do well on, the court. So people just think that this is going to be the detriment of sports. It's not. It's the next step. We'll survive. We'll be okay.
Tom, maybe of all the athletes who stand to benefit from this, people are saying UConn women's basketball sensation, Paige Beckers, it's an odd spelling, but you saw her on the ESPYs this weekend, and she has 3 more years in stores. She's the face of women's college basketball, and people are talking about her doing extremely well with this rabid fan base. Did you see this coming? Was she the one you thought would be the first one to really profit and maybe have $1 million worth of earnings?
Well, it's because she just embraces social media. And this is like Adrian Nunez. Adrian Nunez, Michigan basketball player, is set to make a lot of money. He has 1 million followers on TikTok, Jack. He's going to make a lot of money. It's all what your social media platform is. How many people you have following, that's going to define how much money you're going to make.
Rico, a lot of players have signed up to play video games with fans. That seems pretty harmless. And there are some golfers and tennis players now who plan to give lessons.
Yeah, I mean, it is. You're going to see people making money in strange places in strange ways. So, yeah, good for Paige Buckets. I think she's going to be rich.
We'll be right back. And Kim Spalsbury is going to join us for our Value and Value segment up next.
given.
Thought so.
Bundle bakery favorites like a tasty apple fritter, sweet cinnamon roll, or blueberry muffin with any size soft drink or premium roast coffee for just $3.
Hi, I'm Pat. And I'm Patrick. We want to give a huge shout out to our veterans who provide us with the safety, security, and freedoms we enjoy today.
The Holt & Dimedale Insurance Agency is making sure that your family and all your life's events are covered. Call your hometown team today.
Hurrah! I love being home.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in.
New team, same players. Choose Howard Hanna Real Estate Executives.
Meet Sarah Grimmer, your Fox 47 neighborhood reporter.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Call it a sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make Mid-Michigan a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
When you take a look inside Dart Bank, you'll find a banking experience like no other. You'll find that each of our banking offices are made of local people making local decisions. Even through these challenging times, our teams and lobbies stayed open, ready to help you through all your banking and mortgage needs when you needed us most. So if you're looking to upgrade where you bank, we invite you to come see our Dart difference. After all, we've been doing this for over 94 years. Dart Bank, for what matters most.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Value and Values segment, brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, a statewide organization with a proud history. The MHSAA supports broad-based opportunities for growth and teaches life lessons through the value and values of high school athletics. We are less than 2 weeks away from a fan-free Summer Olympics in Tokyo, and just back from the USA Track and Field Olympic Trials in Eugene, Oregon, I want to welcome a Greater Lansing legend. He is a three-time Hall of Fame track coach and administrator. Kim Spalsbury joins us. Kim, welcome back to cooler temperatures and welcome to our show.
Thanks. It's good to be back home again, but we had a great experience out there at the trials.
We know that East Lansing's Taylor Manson, Mid-Michigan's favorite Gator, will be in Japan to run in the first mixed 4x4 relay, the 1,600-meter relay in Olympics history. And we know that 100-meter sensation Sha'Carri Richardson will not be there after testing positive for marijuana. Kim, what's your take on Taylor, Sha'Carri Richardson, and the rest of the Team USA contingent?
Well, let me start with saying that this is going to be a fantastic team. I mean, 18 meet records, 2 world records at the trials. But what made it extra special for those of us from Michigan who were there is that we had lots of people that were from our state, including Taylor, who I've watched since she was in club at track and field when she was a little kid. And I remember saying to one of the local reporters at one time, I think she might be one of the most special athletes we've ever had, and that's proven to be true. She's gone way beyond what anyone could have reasonably expected. And if she'd been on any other country in the world, she'd be on the individual 400-meter team as well as that relay. But it's going to be great to watch her compete in Tokyo from afar, obviously.
She'll also have a chance, Kim, in 3 years. She's young enough to come back.
Yes.
She wants to keep running. I remember when Jim Bibbs, and it must have been close to a decade ago, told me she's going to be a superstar. And he was exactly right.
Oh, yes, he was.
She'd run so well in all those club events. I think she had 13 national titles.
Yep.
Just tremendous work and a great representative of Mid-Michigan. What about Sha'Carri Richardson? What's your take on that?
Well, marijuana is still a controlled substance according to the USATF. Yeah. And she knew that going in, and her agent knew it, her coach knew it. So regardless of where our society is moving in terms of acceptance of the use of marijuana, the bottom line is you play by the rules, and she didn't. And sadly, she's going to miss out on a golden opportunity. And I mean that both in terms of a chance to compete, but also she's going to lose out on a lot of sponsorship money that she might have obtained had she not made that mistake. But she's young, and she will get another chance somewhere down the road.
And there was a lot of other Michigan representation in Eugene.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah. Again, that made it really enjoyable for me and my colleagues who were out there watching the trials. You have Mason Furlick from the University of Michigan, a grad from a few years back who made it, grabbed that third spot in the steeplechase, so he'll be competing. Anavia Battle from Wayne Memorial High School, who's still just finished competing collegiately, made it in the 200, finishing third. Grant Fisher from Grand Blanc, probably the most accomplished of our Michigan athletes who are going, placed in both the 5K and the 10K, second in each of those to move on to Tokyo. It's going to be a daunting double over there, but Grant's a great young man, and I'm sure he'll make the best of that opportunity.
And a couple of former Spartans in the steeplechase and long jump.
Tori Franklin. Yeah, Tori Franklin made it in the triple jump as well.
Triple jump,
I missed that, but she was second and was in the money throughout the finals. She led for a while and stayed in the top three throughout, so she moves on. Unfortunately, her former teammate, Leah O'Connor-Fallon, did not quite make it in the steeple. She was in the lead pack of three and looked to be going on and clipped the first hurdle on the next to last lap. Couldn't recover from that and won't be making it this year. Hopefully she can hang in there for one more time around.
East Lansing, Kim, might have been the only city its size that had two athletes at the trials.
Oh, and that's absolutely true. With Kentre Patterson as well as Taylor. Pretty amazing stuff. And I puffed out my little Greater Lansing chest a little bit on that.
Hey, 34 years of coaching, distinguished service, Eddie Award winner. Thanks for all your work. And the Josh Bollesbury 5K coming up this summer. We'll be right back.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Fox Animation goes wild with Housebroken. Mondays on Fox.
Each month, Dark Bank spotlights a local business and provides free advertising to the winner. If you would like to win a free commercial and Morning Blend segment, enter at fox47news.com/bankingonbusiness.
Ed, saving money for college is a high priority for a lot of families. What's one way you recommend doing that?
A 529 plan. It gives them the ability to save for higher education expense while receiving tax benefits that they may not receive in the other plans.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for a cool and smooth segment brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Okemos North and South, North Lansing, and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
Maria. Murraya.
That is correct.
My name is Zaila Avantgarde and I'm 14 years old. So I have a Guinness World Record for most bunch juggles in 1 minute with 4 basketballs. Don't remember the number, but it's a lot. Then I have one for most dribbles in 30 seconds with 4 basketballs. The main one I have is like the crowning achievement of all basketball Guinness World Records is the most basketballs dribbled in 1 minute simultaneously, which is 6 balls. For my 13th birthday, I decided that I wanted to celebrate becoming a teenager to do a Guinness World Record. I don't know, it was just kind of like just rapid succession. I couldn't just stay doing one.
Zaila Avantgarde, amazing, and not because she won the Scripps Spelling Bee Championship, but those basketball dribbling records. She's already been offered a full scholarship to LSU. She says she's going to go to Harvard, play in the WNBA, and then become a doctor. Amazing stuff. She works 7 hours a day on spelling, and then I don't know how many hours on her dribbling, guys, but pretty impressive stuff. All right, Team 406, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion. Rico, what do you have for our play of the week?
Well, it definitely ain't coming from soccer, I'll tell you that. But you know what? I'm going to give it to a coach for the play of the week. I'm going to give it to Phoenix Suns coach Monty Williams for sitting down DeAndre Ayton. Ayton had a big game in game 1, 22 points, 19 rebounds. But in game 2, he was struggling, and he sat him down on the bench for 20 seconds, and he just basically told him, you know what? If you're not scoring, that's okay. You go out there and you be good at something else. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he got him back in the game. Young kid, you could see his confidence was shook because he was just missing bad shots. But Monty Williams was able to steer him back, and he had a decent game. But he didn't lose his player, and I think he gained a ton of respect, not just from DeAndre Ayton, but from his team, because that thing went viral.
All right, Tom Crawford, what do you have for us for our team of the week?
My team of the week is Team Tampa. And throw St. Pete in there. Okay, the Tampa Bay Lightning, back-to-back Stanley Cups. This is after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay Rays were in the World Series last year, and they'll probably get back deep in the playoffs this year. So that is the town that everybody needs to be, Detroit needs to aspire to. And by the way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be back in the Super Bowl next year as well. So that's a dominant pro sports town like none other right now.
If only they had a quarterback, Rico.
I'll take some money on that they won't be back in the Super Bowl.
Really? You think they're? Oh wow! Who in the NFC is going to knock them off? Come on, bring it up right now.
In the NFC,
save that one for September.
Okay.
Tom, you could also have had the Michigan basketball program, which I understand now has got more fan excitement than the Michigan football program.
Yes, the Wolverine.com survey, 65% are more passionate about basketball than football. Can you believe that at the University of Michigan?
Yeah, I can. The football team blows.
The basketball school, well, you know, Rico, that's what happens when the basketball team wins championships since 2004. Yeah. It's time for our player of the week, and so many choices here. But I want to go with Andrei Vasilevsky, the goaltender for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and he is your Conn Smythe Award winner as the playoffs MVP. And guys, he did something that has never been done before, a record that will never be broken. 4 playoff series, he had shutouts in all 4 clinching wins. Wow. The wins of all these series, did not give up a single goal.
That's amazing.
I want to thank Rico Beard from 97 Won the Ticket and Blue Belly Tom Crawford. We'll be back with you next week, everyone. Have a great week.